good afternoon. I would like to kindly thank each one of you for joining us live from MAHSA University, Saujana Putra. I am Nur Salfarina Abdul Samad from the Faculty of Health Sciences, MAHSA University, and I will be moderating today's session. Today's webinar is hosted by the Faculty of Health Sciences, MAHSA University. The title of today's webinar is Nurturing a Workplace Safety Culture. Dear viewers, before we continue, I would like to share with you a little bit on our programs offered by our faculty. Faculty of Health Sciences, MAHSA University. In our faculty, we are comprised of three departments and schools: School of Physiotherapy, Department of Environmental Health, and Department of Medical Imaging. In the three schools and departments, there are various of programs from diploma until master levels. So why join health sciences? There are many reasons why you should join us. One of them the high job demands, no boring work routines, and also a career that you can feel good about. Master of Physiotherapy is 1 year program full-time or 2 year program part-time. This is the entry requirement for the master programs. These are the bachelor program of physiotherapy, environmental health and safety, and medical imaging. We also have open and distance learning for bachelor's programs. These are the entry requirements for our program. The diploma in physiotherapy, environmental health, and medical imaging, and the entry requirements. And last but not least, our newest addition, Diploma in Occupational Safety and Health, and the entry requirement for the programs. And infinite excellence is what MAHSA aspires to provide to each of its graduates. So why choose specifically in Faculty of Health Sciences, MAHSA University? We have experienced and dedicated international pool of academic staff. And we also offer various study modes such as conventional and also open and distance learning. And most, I think, would be important is the accreditation by the MQA, JPA, and international recognition. We also have dual awards with Anglo Ruskin University for some of our programs. MAHSA scholarships also provided by the eligible students, collaboration and affiliations around the world. And these are some of the pictures for our mobility programs. So this is from University of Iriyosose in Japan, Lovely Professional University, Universitas Sriwijaya. And this weekend we have open day, 16 and 17 April. So please do feel free to come and visit us. Dear viewers, an e-certificate will be provided for this webinar. And to be eligible for this certificate, please fill in the survey form when it comes later. The link to this survey will be provided at the end of this seminar and can be found in the comment section. Your questionnaire, your questions concerning this webinar session can be listed in the chat box for discussion during the Q&A session. On to our session today. The safety culture of an organization is the product of individual and group values, attitudes, perceptions, competency, and patterns of behavior that determines the commitment to and the style and proficiency of an organization's health and safety management. This webinar will focus on the need for establishing a good safety culture in any workplace and the steps needed to be taken by all the stakeholders in order to establish and preserve a good workplace safety culture. Let me introduce you to our expert speaker for today's session, Dr. Nur Fadilah Derahim. Dr. Nur Fadilah Derahim holds PhD on Environmental Management Major in Occupational Safety and Health from University Kebangsaan Malaysia. A Master of Science in Environmental and Sustainable Development from University Kebangsaan Malaysia, and a Bachelor Degrees in Environmental Technology from University Science Malaysia. Her research and publication are more focused on promoting safety culture in the workplace. Without further ado, please welcome Dr. Nufadila.
Thank you, Ms. Safarina. I will share to you PowerPoint. Assalamualaikum and a very good afternoon to the viewers. I am Nur Fadilah Rahim from the Department of Environmental Health, Faculty of Health Science from MAHSA University. Today topic I will be sharing about the nurturing workplace safety culture. This is our sharing session agenda for today. I will be explaining some introduction about occupational safety and health, safety culture, and the benefit of safety culture for companies and workers. Then I will explain about safety culture previous research based on the safety climate concept, elements and multi-level figure that we need to focus on to nurture a workplace safety culture. And last but not least, a conclusion of our sharing session for today. As for the introduction, before we go further, I will introduce to you about the occupational safety and health definition. Safety is the state of condition of being free or protected from injury and damage. We can declare our place is safe when we are assured that there is less possibility to be injured and harmed. Health is the state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease of infirmity. So, the occupational safety and health is the sign of the anticipation from the workplace that could impair the health and well-being of workers, taking into account the possible impact on the surrounding communities and the general environment. So why the occupational safety and health is important in a workplace? Number one is for the legal requirement. According to International Labour Organization (ILO) convention in 1981, all countries, especially in UN members, shall establish and implement a national policy on occupational safety and health. And number two is economic reason. Occupational safety and health is important for a company to prevent loss and to increase their business sustainability, which can increase their corporate image. And number three is humanitarian reason. According to International Labour Office, ILO statistic, 120 million occupational accidents occur annually at workplace worldwide. Of these 210K fatal accidents, every day more than 500 men or women do not come home because they were killed by accident at work. Safe and healthy work condition is a fundamental human right. This is Malaysia Occupational Safety and Health Management System Standard and Guideline. Standard with certification is ISO 45K, and our guideline without certification is ILO Occupational Safety and Health 2001 and DOSH Guideline for Occupational Safety and Health Management System. One of the objectives of this standard and guideline of occupational safety and health management is to prevent any incident happen in our workplace. A little bit of explanation about incident. Okay, an incident where injury and ill health occur is sometimes referred to as an accident. but an accident where no injury and ill health occur, but has the potential to do so, may be referred to as a near miss. So it concludes that the incident is include near miss and accident, and an incident is include injury and property damage. So apart from the factory workplace, working in the office is also exposed to a large number of risks. As you can see here, let's say number 11, bolts are blocking the fire exit, which all fire escape routes must offer free and obstructs evacuation from the premise and must not be used for storage of any combustible material for workers to escape from any disaster happen, especially fire incident. Another example is overloading trolley to move file, which is number 5. This situation can cause an impair control and cause tripping over. And then next, uneven floor carpeting, which is number 1. That situation can cause slip and falls. The severity of injuries for this type of accident range from minor scrap and bruise to broken bones and death. Victims who injured themselves while walking on uneven surface often face long recovery time. People should make themselves aware of the danger of uneven pavement and surface so they can avoid them. So this is the example of how many hazards that we can find in a workplace. Based on this office situation and various of hazard that we can find, we need some effort to nurture a workplace safety culture. So what is a safety culture is all about? The term safety culture was introduced by the International Nuclear Safety Advisory Group, INSAC, aftermath the nuclear reactor accident at Chernobyl in 1986. Safety culture is the collection of the belief, perception, and values the employees share in relation to risks within an organization, such as a workplace or community. And then a safety culture is the result of combined individual and group effort towards values, attitude, goals, and proficiency for, of an organization, health, and safety program. Safety culture is commonly viewed as an enduring characteristic of an organization that is reflected in its consistent way of dealing with critical safety issues. Safety culture is one of the approach for preventing workplace incident. Okay, why is safety culture important? Okay, so the safety culture is one of the approach for preventing workplace incident. A strong safety culture ensures that a high level of standard is set for all safety processes. And then in addition, implementing a positive safety culture promotes a sense of commitment to safety and helps encourage employee participation and accountability in workplace safety. However, in order for a safety culture to truly work, commitment is required from the entire organization, especially at the executive level, as the top, and belief trickle down and impact the action of employees. By building a better safety culture and encouraging higher level of worker participation and employee commitment to safety, organization also improve safety performance, which ultimately result in fewer incidents. By reducing the number of incidents, you are not only increasing the productivity of your organization by reducing time stoppage, but you are also reducing thousands of dollars in operating costs that are incurred when incident happen. So how do you assessing your safety culture? One is review documentation, programs, and policy. You have to familiarize yourself with documentation on current and past program, initiative, and previous audit. Further insight can be provided by understanding the work order process, effectiveness of communication channel, safety community, incident investigation process, incentive and rewards, and recognition program. And step two is communicate prior to employee interaction. So this is your first opportunity to set a positive path for the culture assessment. You have to inform all within the organization of the activities of the assessment. Pay special attention to ensure all that discussion will be anonymous and you only will be interviewed with your peers to allow for open and honest discussion. This principle is critical to the process. And the third one is to conduct a location walk. As early as possible in the visit, a site tour should be arranged. The tour should include the major, if not all, areas of the site where work is in progress. The tour is to give the assessor an overview of your logistic tasks and basic safety issue involved in site process. If the assessor is familiar with the location, this tour can help provide an understanding of group or and individual behavior and how they differ when individuals are working in team or alone. So step four is leadership discussion, which is a half-hour briefing can be scheduled for management and key personnel if needed to build awareness. Okay, this is the opportunity to thank the leader in advance for their support and to ensure they are comfortable with the initiative. The goal is to discover that fact about the culture and identify transformational approach to excellence. Number five is provide a report focusing on internally actionable item. So it is recommended that the final report focus on identifying internally actionable transformational finding and be delivered within a relatively short time frame. And then the last one is implement a safety perception survey, which is called as a safety climate. Okay, so on this sharing session, I will focus on the safety climate concept. The safety climate concept to assess safety culture. So Zoha 1980 define share the safety climate is a shared perception with regard to safety policy, procedure, and practice in an organization. Safety climate is a specific form of organization climate which describe individual perception of the value of safety in the work environment. And the safety climate is the sharing employee perception collectively on the management of safety issue in an organization over a period of time. So this is the objective of the safety climate concept to assess safety culture. It is to predict possible incident and accident, facilitate the decision making, and to increase the safety culture itself. So this is about the safety climate previous research. Okay. Based on safety climate previous research, there are various elements to assess the worker safety perception on safety culture. The elements showed are inconsistent and often depend on the importance of a study. Management commitment is the highest element that has been addressed in safety climate research. This element can prove the extent of management focus and positive attitude towards workplace safety and health related issue. This element has also been shown to be closely related to accident rates, employee safety behavior, and organizational safety performance. This includes policy, security, safety officer, and committees, training audits, and system improvement. Through the table, the communication the document communication elements is also prioritized. Quality communication has been shown to reduce the risk of accident in the study of MEANS 2010. Effective communication is a priority for an organization so that employees are clear with safety demands in the workplace and strive to engage in any safety program. Non-open communication prevents employee from voicing any safety related issue for fear of being blamed. This will lead to many accident cases, including virtually unreported accident. According to the safety climate theory by Zoha 2003, a safety climate needs to be measured from various levels of the organization, for example, key management and supervisors. This Zoha theory also explains that employee safety climate perception directly influence knowledge, motivation, and outcome expectation of the workers. These three components in turn will influence employee safety behavior and the injury and near miss number. So the theory by Griffith and Neal 2000 also explained the relationship between safety climate and employee safety performance. Dimension of knowledge, skill, and motivation mediate between the safety climate and employee safety performance. Employee safety performance for this model include safety compliance and safety participation. Meanwhile, in the safety climate theory by Jiang 2010, proved that the level of knowledge and attitude of colleagues or co-workers also influence the employee safety behavior and safety outcome. So there is a probability of co-worker influencing unsafe behavior to employees. The climate of this peer group is important beyond formal leadership because co-workers have the potential to influence other employees. So based on the Brondino et al. 2012 theory, it is explained that the relationship between the safety climate of top management, supervisor, and co-workers with employee safety performance. In this theory, supervisor and co-workers are mediator for organization and employee safety behavior. Based on the previous research and safety climate theory, my study argued that the relationship between the three constructs of safety climate, namely top management, supervisor, and co-worker, have their own influential relationship. Based on the safety climate theory by Brondino and Jiang, the relationship of the top management, supervisor, and co-worker safety climate is distinctive and unique. Therefore, my research model figure top management, supervisor, and co-worker as shown are separate and each is directly linked to the construct of employee safety performance. Questionnaire was distributed to several companies in Malaysia and has been analyzed by SPSS and structural equation model by Amos. And this is my research finding. It's come up with the three constructs of employee safety climate are organization, supervisor, and co-worker are proven to provide a positive effect on employee safety performance. The model also proved that the 11 dimensions also positively support each figure. So from the research finding, if you are an employer and top management, you have to protect the safety and health of employees, worker under your direct control. Duties include improve the safety communication quality between you and your employee, provide workers with adequate safety training for your organization, develop a proper occupational safety and health system management, which is maintaining safe work facility, machinery or equipment, And then improve the leadership style, which is more to focus on safety issue. If you are if you are a supervisor, which is you are able to translate safety policies and procedure determined by top management and align them to a form of daily routine. So supervisor need to have in-depth knowledge of a safety issue in order to translate the instruction of top management to subordinate employees. Supervisors also need professional, analytical, conceptual, and interpersonal skill. And then supervisor need to has a good leadership skills, increase interest. Okay. So when the supervisor have a good leadership skill, it will increase the interest, build awareness, gain acceptance, encourage positive behavior among workers. Supervisor also need to improve worker compliance with adequate safety procedure and safety information. Be smart in giving advice and explanation, as well as smart in resolving every problem that arises among workers. If you're a co-worker as a worker, you need to have a high level of competency, safety knowledge, skill, and motivation. And you need to have you have to say you need to use the personal protective equipment provided to secure your safety or health while working, which is safety compliance and safety participation. And then you have to give information, support, guidance, praise, emotion, and a caring attitude to others worker. So the conclusion is each important figure in a management, such as the top management, supervisors, and co-workers, have to play their own role to nurture the safety culture in the workplace. Implementing a strong, positive safety culture requires commitment and hard work from all parties involved. It is an organization change that may not reap overnight result but will foster long-term benefit. It contributes to higher productivity, lower turnover rates, increased worker participation, and higher level of commitment to safety. All of these factors lead to a reduction of workplace incident, which helps to lower operating costs and improve your business bottom line overall. In short, creating a strong safety culture doesn't just make your company a safer place to be, it lays the foundation for building a better business. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Nufadila, for such an insightful presentation. Dear viewers, if you have any question, please leave the comment in the chat box. Okay. Okay, maybe we go to the first question from the Mr. Rajan Sundra, is it? The question, yeah. How to improve a workplace safety culture during this post-pandemic? Dr. Nafadila?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Rajan. Even though the world is no longer in pandemic phase, we still need to be careful. Okay, we can start our company with the safety training, which is all employees must alert about the company safety plan, which includes specific COVID-19 infection control protocol, such as traveling to and from work alone. By using electronic communication whenever possible for a meeting and a conference as example, and checking out of work clothes upon returning home. And the second one is we have to use an app to daily monitor employee health. All employee without exception must begin by completing a health assessment checklist performed. The pandemic safety officer then can log the information to the apps that the company use, and potential risks are communicated immediately to the executive team. And number three is ramp up sanitation. Instead of having a hand washing station, staff are provided with hand sanitizer and sanitizing wipes to clean equipment touch point, including control handles and screen. That's it.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Nufadila. Maybe we go to the next question. Second question. Okay, from Azalina Suzianti. Hi, Dr. Fadila. Are employees required to report near miss incidents? Okay, Dr. Nufadila.
Okay, thank you for the question. Yes, in environment with a healthy safety culture, employees are always looking for new ways to improve safety, which requires learning from those near miss incident. If these incidents are dismissed or ignored, it becomes much less likely to prevent a more tragic event in the future. And for your information, one of the ways to determine whether the safety culture in the workplace is positive or otherwise also depends on the level of company encouragement towards to the effort of reporting the near-miss incident by employees.
Thank you, Dr. Nufadila. And maybe we got like one more last question from the audience. Okay, the last one from Amira Aminuddin. A statistic show that new employees are much more likely to sustain on the job injuries than more experienced workers. How can we guide the new employee to focus on safety? Okay, Dr. Nufadila.
Thank you, Ms. Safarina. Safety should be a priority for new employees from the first day of employment. They should be told of your company commitment to safety and the expectation that all employees will perform their job safely and avoid accident. So the first one, the company needs to plan and conduct a safety orientation for them. Information given to a new employee on the first day should include a discussion of the company commitment to safety and other basic safety information. By the way, on the second day, we call it Module 2, should include the explanation of specific to certain job activities. More in-depth training will be necessary so employees are fully aware of potential hazard and safe job procedure. And the second one is do the documentation and follow-up training. It is important that you document that safety orientation as well as any other safety training. Follow-up training may be necessary to review key safety policy, procedure, and hazard. Additional training classes may be needed to teach specific job skill in order to prevent accident and injury. Also, retraining may be needed if any accident occur or an employee is performing a job or task unsafely.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Nufadila. I think we have come to the end of the session. Dear viewers, as mentioned in the beginning of this webinar, an e-certificate will be provided, and to be eligible for this certificate, you will need to fill in the survey form that can be found in the link provided in the comment section. With that, we conclude today's session. To our dear speaker, thank you again for joining us, and especially thank you for the knowledge sharing. To our keen and attentive viewers, thank you for joining our webinar. We look forward to your comments and participation in our future events hosted by MAHSA University. For further inquiries, please contact us through MAHSA website or visit our social media. Have a pleasant day.